All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning, and hope you had a great day yesterday. And for some reason, good morning, Norm. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, brother. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Doing good. For some reason, I thought today was Thursday, so I'm tweeting out, and I am. All right, good
Sending.
morning, everyone.
Nobody
Welcome to the
knows
pre-market
what
show.
day
Hope
it is
everyone's
right now,
having an
man. With
amazing
the
morning,
way that the
and
weeks
hope
have
you
been
had a.
broken up, we're all out of whack.
It sure is. So, so again, good morning, guys. Um, by the way, we had a great webinar last night. So for those that made it, thank you for coming up, coming down. Well, joining in, logging in. We had a good time. Also, the conversation, the questions brought up even great conversation. So that was fun. Looking forward to a lot more to come. I think Norman's going to go over in the announcement some of the list, some of the lineups we have. If you missed it yesterday, our lineup is pretty sick. I mean, we have a lot of great talkers. I was talking last night saying I'm glad I'm going first, man, because you don't want to go after these guys. These guys
No.
are you don't want to go after what's coming up. So looking forward to it. All right, you should not be seeing a black screen. Refresh. You should be able to see my screen here. I got my charts up. Let's just make sure everything's. Can anybody else see it?
Yep, you're
We
all
good?
good.
Okay, all right, good to go. So if you're having issues, definitely refresh. All right, guys. So let's start here. We had a great watch list yesterday. Actually, we had a little too much to watch, and so it was difficult to kind of fine tune it a little bit. So let's just start with the top. RAD continues to trade very well. Here we go. RAD. Why is this not changing? There it is, better. All right, so RAD continues to give us some really good moves. Yesterday was a short the entire day. Was really nice, guys. Had a great pre-market activity. Looks like it was going to be strong, but then it just starts selling down right at the open. So let me get the 5 minute going here. Here we go. So again, this was a beautiful open range breakdown, guys. Exactly what we like to see. Look at the opening range. You get the pullback here is it starts happening in the 5 minute candle before the 5 minute candle, so that's good. But it kind of pulls back a little too much above the VWAP. So this is a little bit concerning. Usually you don't like to see because the pullback is really from here all the way to here. So when you see that type of price action happening, now it looks perfect, like a beautiful open range breakdown. But when you're watching the price action and you see this pullback going from here all the way up to here, right? That's almost even more than 50% of this candle here. That's a difficult trade to take, right? So you have to really wait when it starts going back down. On the way back down, when it settles below the VWAP, this is where your 1 minute becomes so important. See this here, this pullback here, this one here is too much, right? So you don't want to be entering there above the VWAP. You want to wait for it to come down and kind of settle in. So anywhere in this area, once it gets below the VWAP, will be a good entry for an open range breakdown. So sometimes we get the question, how do you know if it's a pullback or not? One of the things that you could look for to find out if something is pulling back or if it's changing direction is how deep is this retracement of the pullback. And this one here is pretty deep, guys. I mean, you're almost covering that first 5 minute candle, right? So you want to be cautious with that. When you see that, just wait, see if it's going to head back down. If it's going to stay below the VWAP, then this could have been a better entry, because if you can enter anywhere in this area here, this pullback will stop you out. So again, beautiful open range breakdown. It does sell off nicely. You do get this here kind of faked us out a little bit. Again, you had this moving average on the 5. It looked like it was going to hold and head higher, but it took a long time. Eventually, it did get to VWAP and then sold off again. But here it was just not really clean. It wasn't making your new 5 minute lows, which is an indication the stock wants to go back up to VWAP. And it did do just that. But again, it was just not clean when it was trying to make this move here. I know Andrew took several stabs at this here. And he got out a little bit too early. Right when he got out, this thing started making the move. So again, the thought process and the strategy was perfect. It's just the timing was just a little bit off. And
I think he was off by like 4 seconds or something.
literally 4 seconds. So again, but I saw what he was seeing there. He was seeing, he was hitting this moving average, also higher lows on here is an indication that the stock does not want to sell any lower. It did get right to VWAP, and then from there went right back down towards the low of the day. So again, a good trade at the open, and also a nice reversal back to VWAP. But again, these are not easy trades to take, but this one did it nicely based off that moving average. Here's AMD, guys. AMD continues to just rip higher. Yesterday we had two levels on AMD that were great. 47. We're looking for it to break out of 47, and we're also looking for it to head towards this 47.34, and it did just that very nice. Now with the first initial candle was a little bit hard to trade. You have this indecision doji like here. This one you just want to avoid. You just kind of want to wait, see what's going to happen, who's going to really take control of the action. The next 5 minute candle you can see on here completely goes above the VWAP. This would have been a great entry here. It gets above the VWAP, retests the VWAP. We see this quite a bit, right? We break through the resistance, come back and test the VWAP. Another great entry here, and look how beautifully this thing goes up to 47.34. And then some. So again, AMD trading very well. I think this morning already 1.5 million shares traded. So we're definitely going to be watching AMD today. Let's scroll over to the side. How did it trade the rest of the day? I didn't see that part. It's kind of just sticked around to 48. Oh, even went even higher. So again, AMD guys just trading very well. Definitely going to be in play today as well. Baba also traded very nice. I saw some of you guys take some really good trades on Baba. I did not watch this on my list, but we had it on here because it was very active. So we had a beautiful 1 minute opening range breakup. Again, this guys is a very tough trade to take, the 1 minute opening range. You have to have some experience. And you have to be very fast with the trigger. But what makes this trade even great is that the fact that it's breaking out of an area of resistance. This 216 level that we had here, higher the pre-market. Once it breaks above that and it holds the next minute that comes up, that's a great indication this stock is going to be strong. So again, that was your signal there. Look at the nice volume. That would have been a great opening range breakup on the 1 minute. If you waited for the 5, once you look at this 5 minute, it's too extended. You don't want to take this here, right? Yes, you could have gotten in here and gotten a couple of points, but the risk to reward is too much. You do not want to get in a 5 minute opening range breakup when you have this type of extension here. It does kind of get a little choppy in this area here. Eventually does settle down and goes a little higher, but again, this would have been a tough trade to take. The trade here would have been on the 1 minute opening range breakup, breaking out of this area of resistance at 216. The next one here is MU, guys. MU also again traded very well, had a very deep pullback on as AMD did. As RAD did, but the opposite side just pulled back way too much. This range here is just too much of a deep of a pullback. On the way back up, if you're able to get in this entry here, you did get some movement to 55.50, but overall this would have been a very tough trade to stick around and hang on, because look at the 1 minute. What are you going to get in here, right? So that's a very tough trade to take. It wasn't as clean on the opening bell. Now here, after it settled down below the VWAP and it kind of got weak and started losing the VWAP, this could have been a great short heading back towards the low of the day, and then some, and then heads down all the way to 54.50. So again, you got a nice move here on the way down, but you have to be patient because this here, there's nothing clean about this trading in AMD. Tesla, guys, was another one that again opened up pretty choppy. It was not easy to trade in the morning. It opened up pretty choppy. You can see here how the choppiness, but then it settles down, and again Tesla continues to just rip higher. So it settles down here, gets above the VWAP, retests the VWAP, and then continues back to that 430, trying to get to that previous day close. So now what I like about Tesla is you got a very nice clean level of support happening here. So if you're looking for a double bottom, this would have been it. You can see here the buyer stepping in every time we got to this level, and look at the clear support you have here. Every time we got to, what's that, around 423, you saw it was being bought back up. Gets above the VWAP, you do get another opportunity to enter here, right? It doesn't reject the VWAP, doesn't head back down, gets above it. That would have been a great entry to take this for long. Here's Apple, and now
definitely
this was
going to be in play again. Definitely going to be in play again today.
Yep, absolutely. Already 590, so we'll leave that on there. Tesla is going to be very active today. Again, I think that 500 might happen. 550, whatever the analyst said, right? North. So
what was it? It was Monday, I believe. There was that big call sweep coming at $500.
Yep.
January that we were talking about. Brian was in the room, and our squawk mentioned it. Our live Benzinga squawk that's in the room mentioned a $500 call sweep for January options. It's like, wow, it was 410ish or something around when that happened. Mm-hmm. So somebody's betting in three or 4 weeks it's going to be at $500.
Yeah. I can see it. This thing is just, let's just really quick, since we're talking about it, just look at the daily. I mean, the daily's just been unbelievable. This thing was down as was 180 did we hit, right? Something like that. Yeah, it's August, September, we're at 180. Now we're at 437. I mean, that is just incredible. So Elon Musk did it again. So Tesla definitely in play, guys. We'll definitely look at this one a little bit later. Let's go back to Apple. So Apple was the trade that was real nice as well. Where's my 5 minute for yesterday? Here we go, right in here. So again, Apple, this was just so clear here, guys. Look at this 1 minute. You got the drop, you got the buyers coming in, right? The volume drops off towards the downside, and then once it gets above VWAP, look how clean this pullback is, right? This is a clean pullback. So if you ask the question, okay, what's a pullback, what's a reversal? When this thing pulls back down here, holds all these moving averages and heads back up, that's the indication that this thing wants to be strong. And also, you're getting above this 296 75 level, which we had, which is the high of the pre-market. I mean, look how clean this thing gets above it on the 5-minute and then heads higher. Now here it gets a little bit choppy, but a lot of us took this trade right in here for a pop. This is a Norm trade. I'm surprised you did not take this trade. I took this trade here, and I was shocked that you did not take this trade because this would have been your style. But I know you was in that believe in that Tesla, in that Baba or Tesla. I forget which one you traded. But again, this was very nice, guys. Got above that 296, headed higher, and then from here just kind of held. It was difficult, a little bit choppy here, testing the VWAP several times. But again, that opening bell was pretty nice here. Now, what we did notice yesterday, we did have a drop in volume. So the volume did drop a bit here on Apple. You can see how it dropped a little bit here. So again, that we saw that as well in some of the stocks yesterday. Roku, guys, pure chops. We're not going to spend any time on this. It's again very difficult. I did not watch the actual price action on this one. This Roku I did not have, but again, look how choppy this was yesterday. A9O. Also was one that was very weak. We had it on our list, but again, NIO is very difficult to trade. It was on short selling restriction as well yesterday. Had a good open range breakdown, but again, it's just a very hard stock to trade. Also, right at the open, you didn't get any volume. I did notice that yesterday as well. Here we have CGC, guys. CGC was again CGC. All these past stocks been ripping higher. Yesterday sold off a bit, at least this one did. And if you look at the action yesterday, this could have been a great open range breakdown as well if you were watching. Unfortunately, I was not looking at this one, but this one turned out to be a great open range breakdown. Look at the 5-minute. That's a very clean pullback, and then you can see the drop there. From after the second drop, your entries never tested. So again, just a beautiful drop here on CGC. All right, folks. Norm, what do we have in regards to the SPY going on this morning?
Oh, wow. SPY is dropping big time, almost down 1% on heavy volume. We've got 1.8 million shares traded so far this morning on the news of the Iranian Quds Force general being taken out by the U.S. military last night in Iraq. So when I woke up this morning, futures indicated the Dow being off by something like 360 or 70 points. They were all indices across the board were down about 1.5%. We've come back a bit from there, slowly been grinding back up. The VIX had topped out at about 1620 after closing at 1247 yesterday. So we've clawed back to 1482 now. We've fallen back to 1482 now. So volatility, it's spiked a bit, and that is what's going on and causing a lot of these market moves. Then today at 10 a.m., we've got ISM Manufacturing Index, construction spending. Number of Fed speakers are at different events or interviews today. The FOMC minutes from the last policy decision meeting will be released at 2 p.m. this afternoon, so people will be keeping an eye on that. I'm sure the algos will be parsing the news to see which way they can trade that when that comes out, if there's anything surprising. And of course, motor vehicle sales will be trickling out throughout the day for December. That is what happened with the Tesla spike that I'm already FOMO'd over, and we'll be discussing here in a minute when we get to that one.
Yeah, we're actually going to put that right on there. Tesla. What was the other one we had on our list that was also going to be active? AMD. AMD, I think, is very active this morning, 1.5. So we'll start with these two, and then we'll get to our gappers list. So again, guys, Tesla just continues to rip. Look at the volume now. Had a nice pullback down here on the daily. We're hitting now these level here, all-time high at 435. Yep, 440. That's weird. That's not updated there.
Yep, 440.
Yep,
440 this morning.
So 440 this morning, high of our all-time high and high of the pre-market as of now. So we'll see how this continues. Look at the volume, how much volume this thing is trading. 656. Usually Tesla does not have that type of volume. Today they got some really amazing volume. So Tesla in play. As far as levels, guys, don't need to add anymore. We have the ones that we've been looking at for the last couple of days. Previous day close, highs and lows. So we have those on there. So when we get to that levels, we're going to be set for that. Here's AMD, guys. So AMD at the moment, I think it's great. Definitely in play. Has a good pre-market activity right now. The daily chart has been great. Had a great day yesterday. If you guys had this on your list, this traded very well. I wonder how MU traded. If you have some time towards the end, we'll look at that. But again, AMD is definitely going to be in play today. Has some good volume. Let's take a look at CRC in our gappers list here. CRC at the moment, the daily looks good. The pre-market is just not all that great at all, guys. It's very choppy. 245,000 shares traded, but these shares are being traded very nasty. Look at just how flat this is. So again, on the fence on this one. Now we have traded this one before in the past, so I'm not sure if there's any catalyst on this, Norm, that can make it worth watching.
This is along with Oxy and any other potential oil stocks that pop up. Oil has spiked. Last time I looked, it was up about 4% or so, just on the same Iran news, Iraq, Middle Eastern news that I mentioned a few minutes ago.
Gotcha. So yeah, so we look at Oxy. Yeah, another one that's not trading very well. So these two might not make our list just because the way they're trading. Just the pre-market activity is not great. And the daily chart too on these are not clean neither. So we'll look at it again in a second. PDD, guys, this was one that we have traded before in the past. Has been very active. About a month or so. We had a gap down. We also had a nice trading day here where it took off very nice. Today, pre-market, we have 137,000 shares traded. We are down 1.5. I'm sorry, 2.5 this morning. Had a good day yesterday. Broke out of some resistance, so we could get some kind of continuation today. But this pre-market activity is not looking all that great. So hopefully it gets more volume. We'll leave it on here. We'll come back to it. We have traded this one successfully in the past. So it's a stock that when it gets the volume, it does do well. But right now, the pre-market needs a little more work. Next, let's look at SAVA. Now, this one it's a low flow, I believe, or let me just double check. I know it's one that's been very active.
15 million, Carlos. Yep.
Yeah, 15,
16 million.
So again, this daily chart just very, very weird daily action that we're getting here. Look at the way this thing is opening up and closing. It was doing okay here. Now from here to here, it's just not doing all that great. We do have some highs and lows listed here from the last two trading days, but again, just the pre-market activity is not looking too exciting. So we'll throw it on here. We can come back to this one. But right now, it's just not doing anything fun in regards to the pre-market activity. SES is on our scanners, but I believe this is one that doesn't trade all that clean. So let's see how it did yesterday. Let's go back real quick, see how it did yesterday's trading.
Yeah, this is a tiny float at just over 1 million shares.
Yeah. And look at this huge, opens up here, huge rejection off this 1140, and then it drops down to $8. So this is what you want to be careful with, guys. And then just look at the pop and the drop, and I can only imagine what the 1 minute looks like here. So again, even if you have hotkeys where you control your risk and things like that, you can have some slippage here that might not be nice. So again, just be cautious. Also, look at the volume. The volume seems to have been very, very light as well. So again, nothing fun there on SES. I'm going to take that one off. All right, Norm, what do you like this morning?
Oh, Tesla. I wish I would have gotten in there. I came and sat down about 4 seconds too late to get in that Tesla at about the breakout at 426.50, 427-ish. That would have made my day, and I might have been out doing something fun instead of talking to you right now.
Well, instead you got to hang out with us.
Yeah, now I'm going to have to. No, I love hanging out with you guys. So Tesla's definitely going to be on my list today. Apple, we had that shot at 300 yesterday. Trying to see here, peaked out at just over 300 and then at the end of the day. So I'll have my eye on that since it's fallen back now. Of course, we've had the semiconductor move after the AMD and AMAT upgrades yesterday. So I'll be following those as well.
Okay. I definitely like Apple the way it's setting up right now. Pre-market is very active, guys. 1.2 million shares traded so far in Apple. You do have a huge trade here, some kind of block trades here, but overall that's only 155,000. You still got 1.2. That's tons of volume, so I expect this one to be very active today as well. Again, was great yesterday. Volume was a little bit lighter after that first 5 minutes, but hopefully that can continue to get going. Now remember, I think we're going to be back into regular trading next week, Monday the 6th. So even today, you're going to see some funky stuff. So just be aware, if volume dies down, you might need to have wider stops, take a lesser share. Just protect yourself until we can get back to some regular trading. Now, does not mean that's not going to be opportunities.
The other thing,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like you said, there will be opportunities. The other thing you have to watch out for is any kind of news catalyst that might come out as this Middle Eastern issue unfolds. So be sure to have the Benzinga Squawk on, be listening to that. They give very timely announcements on any kind of news that breaks or comes out, and be ready to react.
Yep, absolutely. So, and again, the Squawk Radio is so timely. So definitely be in tune to that. All right, so let's go to the chat. Let's see what we have, guys. What do you guys like this morning? Starting over here in our chat room, I see LB.
No, I didn't realize you didn't do LB yet. I would have mentioned that. I apologize.
Oh, no worries. Actually, LB is in our gappers list now. I don't know if we missed it or
Yep.
what, but it's on here now. So LB. All right. So do we have news on LB this morning?
They got an upgrade out of Bank of America Merrill Lynch
Mm-hmm.
with they upgraded to buy from neutral and they moved their price target to 25 from 21. So
All right. So that was this morning, I'm assuming, or last night.
correct.
Okay. All right. So
Nope, that's this.
okay. So I see we have some volume coming in now. Hopefully it gets a little bit better. Now LB guys, this is a stock that if you just look at the daily, it looks horrible. But it's a stock that we have traded very successfully here in the chat room. It trades very well in the intraday when it is in place. So if we have news of an upgrade, this can be a good catalyst that can make it trade well. Also, look at the range we're stuck in right now. If we can break out of this 1850, we can get some really good moves. We got some room to run here, so hopefully we can get something going here. But overall, if you look at this daily chart, right, and you look at our class number 2, this will be considered a really horrible, bad, choppy daily chart, right? But overall, we know this stock is like the way we know the way MU trades, the way we know AMD trades. This is one of the stocks that when it is in play, it does trade well. So we're gonna keep an eye on it and see if we can get something on this one today. Next, we have LMT. LMT, what's going on with this one this morning? Nice little pop here. Had a good day yesterday. Today we don't have the volume. The only 17,000 shares traded. But I do see what you're looking at, Vicky. You're looking at the breakout here. Nice breakout above this previous day close. So again, it has a nice gap up and it's traded well yesterday. Also, I'm not sure how much the volume was. Or how the intraday play was, but again, has a nice gap up 1.4, but the volume is just not there right now. Could be a good possible for us to look at later. LHX is the other one. Another one, yes, good. Yeah, so both of these have a great, interesting daily chart. I see what you're looking at with the breakout out of the resistance here before the open. We want to see a little more volume on here, but that could be these two could be both be great for a possible later in the day. So let's look at WLL. What's going on with WLL? 348,000 shares traded. It is up 13.1. I think is this an oil as well? I think it is, right? Petroleum. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it sure is.
Yep. So what I will do is I will watch Oxy, or what's the other one that was on here? Oxy and
CRC.
CRC. Yeah, I will watch those instead. Instead of that one, I think these could trade a little bit better. They seem to have more volume as well, more activity. So I'll watch those if you want to watch what's going on there, and also just listen to Squawk Radio on what's going on in that sector. Let's look at why
Oxy actually did get an upgrade this morning as
as
well.
well. Okay.
So
Yeah. So you might want to watch Oxy instead. What you do not want to do is you don't want to have like 3 or 5 of these oil stocks, because they're all going to move today. You want to have just a couple that are moving, the best, the cleanest, and then have other stuff as well. So you're not just watching something that might stay stale if nothing happens, right? It's kind of like when AMD, Baba, MU, when all these semiconductors are in play. Nvidia, you don't want to watch all of them. You want to watch, just pick a few and then have some other stocks as well, so you can give yourself an opportunity to trade something else if it doesn't go well with that in that sector. So that's just a piece of advice there. Next we had here Yuma. Let's look at that. YUMA. So YUMA, 1.1 million shares traded. Now this is this is an ETF, right? Energy. All right, yeah. I don't usually trade these guys. Again, very active, up 71%. It's crazy. But usually for our style of trading, these stocks don't trade very well with the strategies that we're looking for. So Brian is great at these. Maybe he can give us his input when he comes on a little later. But I won't be watching this on my list. Facebook, and we'll do a few more, then we'll get to announcements. So Facebook here, Facebook is the daily's interesting if it can break out, right? It gapped down here a bit, hit 210 and now headed back down. It's got some volume. Pre-market looks very good. I like the pre-market. I think it could be a good positive for later on if it can break out of these levels. So we'll see. Maybe if we take out CRC or Oxy out of one of those out of there, we can fit in Facebook. But I do like the pre-market though. It's got a good pre-market today. Next, AAL. All right. A nice big drop there. That's block trade, guys. So again, don't be fooled by the volume right now. It's only a block trade of 144. Not much going on here. Don't count on this volume. All right, what else we have, guys? So Neil was in SES yesterday. It was terrifying. Yeah, SES. Yeah, I looked at that chart. That's a scary one. So hopefully you got out of that okay. CEI, CEI, CEI up 57%. Again, another energy stock. So it looks like the whole energy sector is gapping up a bit or doing very well this morning. So there must be some news out causing this. But again, here, guys, these are stocks that don't really trade very well with our strategies, right? The opening range breakup, ABCD patterns, double bottoms. These don't trade very well to that. So it's based on all news. They are tradable, but for our purposes, we're going to just skip these for now. Yep, exactly, Baymax. Absolutely. All right, it looks like we have some more of our gap coming up in our gappers list. JD's on here, trade ideas. Let's see what's going on with JD. Doesn't really have great pre-market activity. It's just getting on this list, so we'll give it a little bit, see if it gets better. Had a good day yesterday, so we'll see if we can continue that today. All right, guys, let's get over to announcements. We'll come back and do some support and resistance. Let's get our charts over here.
All right, guys. Our holiday promotion is winding down on Sunday, so take advantage still of the 40% lifetime one-time payment discount. Use the promo code HOLIDAYS19 at checkout. Also, Carlos, the DAS replay feature is live for the Bearable Traders scanner. Or Bearable Traders simulator. If you got your simulator for Bearable Traders, currently it is live. I guess it's kind of a testing phase before they roll it out to everybody at some point. So if you have any issues with that, you can ask in the off topic and they can post the link. I believe you guys have a forum post and you're going to do a video on this at some point, right?
Yep. So we got a video out now on that forum post, but we're going to do another video with more detail. So we are going to put another one out, and then that we'll put on YouTube, and we'll put also out to the rest of the viewers. So again, me and Eamon have been trying it. A lot of other members have been getting around to trying it as well. It is fantastic. I think it's going to be very useful. The only thing is missing now is just level 2, but it's definitely worth taking a look at and trying it out, and then giving us feedback, because the more feedback we give to their developers, the better application that they can make for us here.
Yep. Great. Thank you, Carlos. And then success webinars. So as Carlos mentioned at the top of the pre-market show, yesterday we had the success webinar that's usually on Wednesday, moved to Thursday due to the holiday. Great turnout, great questions, great conversations. If you were unable to make it yesterday, those are all recorded, and it will be tomorrow. Last night's will be available later today. Then on the 8th, we've got Randy Howell, trading psychologist, will be joining us. On the 15th, Eamon talking about trading ABCD patterns, which he's got a ton of experience in. He went through a period of time where he traded nothing but ABCDs for a while. On the 22nd, ChartLog IQ is a journaling software that a couple of guys from Bearable Traders created. A number of people are using it. Think it's better than some of the competition out there. So I can't wait to hear that one on the 22nd. And then on the 29th, the one I'm really looking forward to is Nas and Andrew's day trading options. Nas has had amazing results as he switched over to options in the last 3 or 4 weeks. He is almost up 100%. Yesterday, I think he's 4 or 5% away from building his account double. Right. And since like the beginning of December. So I cannot wait to see that one. He had a trade. If check out his Twitter if you get a chance. He had a trade yesterday on Apple that was just in options that was just unbelievable. Meetups, January 18th in Seattle. Andrew will be there. Go out and see him. Have him buy you a drink. You do not have to be a member to go, so just RSVP in the forum. AB will post the link to that. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't been in the chat and would like to give it a try, you can do so with a discount. Use the promo code PREMARKET24. That does not auto-renew or turn into a different kind of membership. It's just 1 week in the chat room. Give it a shot. See if it's for you. See if you like it. Use the promo code PREMARKET24. Also, if you kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we go live with new content. That's it, buddy.
All right, excellent. All right, folks, let's get to this. Let's see what we have here. Let's start with Tesla. So Tesla, I think we got pretty much our levels are set. I don't think we need to add any more on here. We have the highs and lows from the last two trading days. Again, just continues to rip above the all-time high here. This stock has been really on fire, and they got some good upgrades on there by analysts saying that it can go above 500. So that's going to push this thing up, and you can see here today the volume is just amazing on Tesla. So one to be cautious with. Again, you don't want to be have any short bias. This stock, the minute it sells down, it is being bought back up and going higher and higher, squeezing people. So just be cautious. Make sure you have a great setup before you get in. Good indication whether you go long or short on this stock. But again, don't do what other people are doing. They're just trading off the news, saying, "Hey, this stock is not worth 440. What is it doing? I'm gonna start shorting it." And then next thing you know, we could be at 450 or more. So just be cautious with that type of mentality. Trade. We're technical traders, so trade a pattern. Look for that pattern and take advantage of that opportunity. So Tesla is great, guys. Definitely on our list. Again, all-time high. So above this, there's no other levels above that. Towards the next one we have here is AMD. So AMD, I'm going to remove some levels, clean this chart up a little bit. So we had a nice little pop over to what we have here. This will be 49.26 yesterday. So I think that right now pre-market activity looks very strong. We had gap down probably as low as probably 2.5 down here. Now we recover a little bit. We're down only 1.4. So we'll see if this thing can recover today. High of our pre-market sitting at 48.55, and then we also have the bottom of our pre-market, the low of our pre-market at 47.45, which is a good level because that is also the last area of resistance after this nice run up. This is kind of this second leg here, right? After ripping up all the way up to 47.45, nice pullback, and a lot of stocks did this pullback. Tesla did this pullback. I think MU did this pullback. Apple did this pullback. So again, the market pulled back a little bit here, dragging some of these stocks down after a nice run up, right? Things get extended. The buyers need a break, so you get some profit taking as well, especially if you're sitting all the way down here at 39. You get to 45, any sign of weakness, you're going to sell at least some. Found some support this moving average, and look at the rip it had yesterday. And yesterday's intraday trading is just amazing. It was amazing. So AMD is becoming our good buddy again. Hopefully we can get some good trading today like that. And the volume already is indicating AMD is going to be in a good situation. 1.7 million shares traded so far. So let's see if we can get back to that 48.55 level. We got the previous day close as a target, plus the high from yesterday. Then towards the bottom, highs and lows from the last two trading days, and some moving averages. So AMD is definitely one of my favorites this morning on this list. Also, keep in mind, AMD at the open can sometimes be a little bit choppy. So if you get stopped out twice, just stop trading it. Give it time to settle in, and you'll be surprised what kind of good trend trade it can create. So just keep that in mind. You get stopped out twice, stop trading it, take a break, look for something else, and come back to it and see if it's holding the VWAP and if it's bouncing off, giving some good opportunities. All right, let's look at CRC. CRC, I'm gonna take it off, guys. Again, just pre-market is not great here. Not like what I'm seeing, so I'm going to remove that one. Here is Oxy as well. I'm going to take off. I know these have news, so what we could do is we could keep this as possible. As we're hitting the squawk radio, if something good comes out of that, something positive, and we get some momentum out of them, we can definitely take a look at them. PTD had a great day yesterday. It's one that we have traded in the past and has done well. Pre-market activity right now is not all that great, but let's do some levels for it, just in case it gets better as we get closer to that 9:30 time frame, 9:15 time frame. So 39.71, low of our pre-market, high of our pre-market is right where the price action is now. So we do have some room towards this previous day close. Again, we had a good day yesterday. It could be a good continuation if we can get going here. Now above this previous day close, we do have an area right up here at 43.40, and also all the way up here at 45.16. I don't think we're gonna get to 43.40. This is the level that we have without making a stop at 42, at least resting there. So look out for that 42 whole dollar number. That could be an area where you can find some resistance. Apple here, guys, another one that's looking very good as well. Again, great pre-market activity. I can't remember when was the last time we saw Apple with 1.3 million shares in the pre-market trading hours. So again, definitely have this on your listings. Are very active. Pre-market high sitting at 298.60. Could be one that if the entire market starts ripping higher, we can get to this all-time high here, previous day close area. So we're looking forward to that. Towards the bottom, guys, plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last two trading days, and the moving average creeping up in there as well. LB. Again, LB has given us good trading in the past. Right now, pre-market activity is not looking all that exciting. It is pretty dead. They do have an upgrade that was released today, so hopefully that can give us some juice towards the opening bell. We have 1856 as our level here. We have another one at 1893. Before we get there, we have some highs and lows in the way that we got to get through, and we have some moving averages. Towards the bottom, we got plenty of support here, previous day close, and you can see how great that support has been the last couple of days. So hopefully we can get up here and get above some of these levels. But right now, pre-market's not looking great. We're going to keep it on here. Andrew's going to come on a bit and do his watch list, and then we'll see if this one can get better as we get closer to that 9:30. Facebook, I like Facebook. But the daily is not as clean as these other ones. Like, look at Apple. This is a clean daily here. Look at the Tesla. Also very clean, man. Tesla's going to go above 440. Norm must be foaming out of the mouth by now. AMD is also looks clean. PDD also so. But again, so on Facebook, I like the possibilities, but I think we got some other ones that look a lot better this morning. Our high of a pre-market in Facebook is 208.33. We'll mark that. Here we go. Mark that down. Previous day close above that. Towards the bottom, a lot of these stocks already have plenty of support levels, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, because everything's just been going northeast. So you're gonna have a lot of support down here already. What happened to our scanners? Just so that this disappear. Make sure I didn't lose connection. But either way, we think we have a pretty good watch list right now. I love Tesla, guys. I love AMD. Apple is great, and I think PDD could be a good possible. Let's look at MU just to see what MU is up to. MU starting to get the volume, but not as clean as the AMD this morning so far. All right, guys, that is all we have. Good morning, Andrew. How are you doing today? How is Mexico?
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Let me close the door, sorry. Good morning, everyone. I am doing well. As you see, I'm overdue for a haircut. It's been too long. I've been in the mountains. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited to trade. Yesterday, AMD moved from $46 to $50. And unfortunately, it was a day that you should have been more patient. Yeah, well, actually tomorrow I'm gonna go. Today I'm gonna do some crazy stuff with my hair. So Monday you might see some crazy Andrew just for fun. But other than that, yes, I mean the big news is the U.S. took down one of Iran's general and they promised to retaliate. So oil prices has gone up a little bit, but I wouldn't be. I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bit this. I doubt that the market really sell off just because of this, because we had worse than this and the market is just keep going up. I mean, when the attack on the Saudi oil field happened, I mean, the market just made another all-time high. I mean, it doesn't seem that the market really cares about anything. And other than that, I mean, it's amazing. It has been amazing. AMD has been amazing. Tesla is really nice right now. And it seems that, honestly, I was expecting the market to be a little bit slow until everything gets back. But it's just unbelievable. I don't know who to thank, but this market has been amazing for trade. I mean, a lot of traders are sharing a lot of good trades, and I'm just excited to trade another day. And yeah, I mean, it seems that a lot of good moves are happening in the late morning and afternoon. So, don't get the fear of missing out that, I'm a scalper and our Brian jump into the trade too early. But oftentimes, a lot of our good trades actually happen between 9:35, 9:40 to 10:30. So don't get the fear of missing out, and the market is really there for you, especially this market.
Yep, fully agree with that. Somebody mentioned NVIDIA on YouTube. Looking at NVIDIA, yeah, you got some good pre-market activity here as well. What do we have? Well, the volume is a little bit lighter than anything else. But again, I think that we can put it on here, but I think that NVIDIA is kind of like Facebook. It's kind of stuck in the daily a little bit, aside from like Apple, AMD and Tesla, which look like they want to break out. I think these look a little bit better. And NVIDIA could be one that we can watch later on. Or keep in mind, guys, we also have our scanners, right? We don't have to watch everything. If there's any type of stock that we might miss, because you just can't watch everything, our scanners can bring that up. So now we know NVIDIA has a possibility of ripping higher. What we'll do is if we see NVIDIA come up in the turbo breakdown, we can tune into that stock. NOK has crazy volume, but look at the pre-market activity. This is not a stock that's in play, guys. This is something that you got a couple of block trades, at least one right here, 222,000. Look at the pre-market activity. Look at the daily chart. This thing has doesn't have anything going for it that's gonna indicate a good intraday trading, right? Look at the ask. Usually when you have this type of volume, it's not how you trade that. It's not really tradable for our styles. Someone mentioned Yuma, YUMA again. Let's take a look at that. Yes, energy stocks, right? So all energy stocks are up today. This one, again, it is tradable, but for our style of trading and the way we trade, we usually don't focus on energy stocks. As for the patterns that we're looking for, right? For the technical indicators we're looking for, these are not the stocks that we usually trade, especially on the American exchange. Not just something we don't focus on. All right, so MU is starting to hit our scanners. So I think MU might be worth watching. Again, the daily is a little bit choppier than the other stocks that we have on our list. But it could be interesting. It could be interesting. I'm going to put MU on here just to have. I think we can fine tune it a little bit later and take it off or add it. But I think it'd be worth watching at the moment. It's down 2%. Volume is 153. So hopefully that can create a good pre-market activity. But right now it's kind of like a Facebook, right? They have the Facebook and MU. They're stuck within right in the middle of this consolidation area. Opposed to like an Apple where it's towards the top, Tesla's towards the top, which are indicating a possible breakout, which gives you a better opportunity, a better edge for this thing to take off. I see LK is hitting our LK's got some volume coming in now. 10Ks were just dropped here, so it could be interesting. I know a lot of you guys mentioned LK before, and it has one that has been just ripping. I know Brian has taken several great trades off LK. He has called down in the chat room. And other members as well. So I think this is definitely worth watching. Yeah, definitely worth watching. We'll put it on here. We got a nice big drop order here. It is hitting our scanners. Let's see if some block trades are happening at the moment. Let's see if that can ignite some volume for LK this morning. HAL. I don't like the way HAL is trading right now. Pre-market is pretty bad at the moment. Not great. It's got volume 102, right? So it's hitting our scanners because of that. It is up almost 3%. But I think what we have today on these other stocks are trading a lot better. Clean pre-market activity, clean daily chart. This one right here is pretty choppy, so not great at all at the moment. All right, guys. So what else you guys have? What else did we miss? Norm, anything else on your list that you like, or anything else that has come up that's caught your attention?
No, not that's especially great. I've got INCY off to the side. They've had some analyst reports out this morning and such, but the volume's just not there. So I hold back on even mentioning it, frankly.
Yeah, yep. But you know what? Something about these stocks, when they drop so much like this is down 10%. I mean, it's a big drop here based on the daily as well. The technical indication shows this thing is holding here. So usually these type of stocks are great for later on to see if they're going to hold, come back, start closing this gap, or sell off. So this could be a good possible. We can throw it down here. SAVA, by the way, guys, this one, it's a 15 million shares flow stock. It's not worth watching because just this daily here, I mean, it's just not clean. Let's just look, for some research purpose. Look at the intraday. What did it do yesterday? How did it trade? Yeah, even the trading yesterday. I mean, yeah, you have a nice open range breakdown here. Now, after the fact, we got to see how really that traded. Actually, this will be a good one to watch in the dash replay, right? Throw in the dash replay and see how this 5-minute candle was actually created. Did it trade well, right? But overall, this type of stock, you just want to be very cautious with. Again, I'm going to remove it from my list. I think we have plenty of good stocks on the higher side of the trade.
The other thing I said was PDD that we have on our list. The pre-market action actually stinks. And I've got BABA up from looking at it yesterday. It looks a lot better than any of the other Chinese stocks I'm seeing. So I'm replacing that with PDD, and I also had JD up in case, but I'm going to take that and replace it with BABA.
That's a good idea. I like BABA a lot better than PDD as well. Let's remove some levels for BABA because the highs and lows from the last 2 days are creating. Yeah, see, we just removed our levels and they're sitting right with the highs and lows of the day are today. So, I think BABA's got that. Also, that same pattern where you have the pop, you have the pullback here, and now you can get a good continuation. It's very similar to what AMD is doing. It's got good volume, 329. No, I agree with you. I am going to add BABA on this list, and we saw some great trades from you guys on Baba. So thank you for sharing those. Here we go. So we'll add Baba. We have MU. MU starting to get very active now, so I like that. Let's see if we can get a good pre-market activity going. Facebook also getting a little more activity here, more volume. So let's see if that continues. LB, we're on the fence. I'm not sure about LB just yet. I think LB is going to be a good one after it breaks out of some of these levels. Right now, it's a little bit choppy in the pre-market, though it has 130, still a little bit choppy. I don't see anything great there. Apple, I think is going to be good. AMD is going to be, I loved the pre-market action on AMD. This is old school AMD here when we were trading every single day. This is what this is here, and it just looks amazing. So I mean, it's just, yep, this is great. Tesla, Tesla looks like it wants to break out too. Tesla is looking real good. Guys, we have a very good watch list. So Chris is asking us in the chat room, is Dash replay available? Yes, it is, guys. So Abio sent the link. We can post it again, and we really need your help to test this out and to give us feedback on how the replay is. So if you go to the forum, you can download. It's only available to if you're using the BBT demo Dash Trader Pro version. So if you're on the simulation version now, you can download the upgrade, and with your same login, you can follow my instructions on that video and be able to do the replay for any stock for any day. So definitely try that out. That's a great tool to be able to go back. For example, let's say you see a chart, you see, okay, I see Apple traded whatever on this day. Let me go back and look at that day and see how can I trade the stock and kind of replay stuff. Also, if you took a trade and now you want to go back and look, why did I get in here? Go back and look at the replay, see what you saw. You might see things differently. It's like when you watch a movie for the first time and you watch it the second time, you find things that you missed the first time. This is the exact same thing. So it's going to help you a lot, guys. Definitely try it out. And then most importantly, give us feedback so we can give back to the developers and supporters to help us out, make this a great platform for us to get better and to be able to use. All right, guys, coming up on 9:20, our gappers list continues to get a little bit bigger. But I think, here we go, RAD. I was waiting for RAD to get in here because it's been very active over the last couple of days. What do we have going on so far? So it's down 3.6. This thing has just been losing it pretty bad the last couple of days. I think this will be a good possible. I'm going to throw it down here with LKINC. RAD has been very, very active, guys. We've been giving us a lot of good plays. So I think it's worth watching. I'm going to remove some of these levels we have. The highs and lows from the last two trading days are really all the way up here between 17 and 15, creating some huge resistance. We got some room towards the bottom. So I'm a little bit short bias on it just because we have less resistance towards the bottom to get a move going. But we got some support at 13.06 and also at 11.03 as well. All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping it up and fine-tuning this list. So Andrew's list, AMD, Tesla, RAD, and JD. Yes, let's look at JD. Those are some really good ones. Yeah, JD is a good possible. So I had a great day yesterday. I know Andrew doesn't have a lot of space to watch more than that, so he's on his mobile laptop, so he only has 4 today. Peter has Apple, Tesla, AMD, and RAD. So I think he just copied Andrew's list. It's just, I'm just kidding, Peter. All right, so Thor is watching Tesla, AMD, and RAD. So again, we're pretty fine-tuned on what we're watching here, guys. I think these stocks are trading very well. They're most active, which are doing pretty good. Everyone on YouTube, thank you so much for joining. We appreciate you guys joining us. We know you have options, so we appreciate hanging with us this morning. Have a great week, and it is Friday. I thought it was Thursday. I even tweeted out that it was Thursday today, but it is Friday. Take care. Have a great weekend. And as you know, today's a day, every day is a day where you want to be disciplined, follow your rules. Go into this weekend knowing that you traded very well, and you're not thinking about, man, why did I overtrade? Why did I do this? Go whether red or green. Don't force anything. Understand also that today could be a weird day. I think we're going to be back into normal trading on Monday. So things could be a little choppy. Volume could be a little funky. Just be aware of that. Maybe take less shares. Just be cautious of your risk. Take care, guys. Have a great trading day. And we'll see you guys Monday, 8:30 Eastern Time.
Take care, guys. Trade safe and have a great weekend. See you Monday morning.
I hope everyone had a good week. We are last day of this week, Friday. And so, yeah, my watch list is honestly, there's a lot of stocks in our gappers right now, but I don't like all of them. I mean, AMD, Tesla, RAD, and JD are